Hey guys, figured I'd make a video tonight. I haven't made an actual long video in several weeks. Been doing some shorts, just been working on getting all this enclosed in. So now all the room that I did have, right there's the car. This area at one time was not enclosed, and then I had the tent. Basically, it went from that post that way. But now I've got it all enclosed, so it's about 35 foot at the front, because this whole thing fish mouths because of the retaining walls. They fish mouth, so I sort of built it to fit. But it's like 35 at the front, 25 at the back, and 23 feet long. So now lift's under complete. Enclosed. I got lights, which I'm going to put up some more lights, especially over there. I'm going to put in some more outlets. So right there is the welder plug, and then I've got my lift wired in, and I've got a smart light switch right there. So that right there, it works just by pushing it, turn on the lights, or you can use Google to turn on the lights, voice activated. It was just a switch I had left over from another project, and it was kind of cool. Just set it out here. I've got my doors made. I've just got to get my gaskets and everything put in place, and then get everything cleaned up, get everything organized. Like my blasting cabinet's moving out here. A couple of my toolboxes are moving out here. I'll put my hose reel out here for my air. I might even move my air compressor plug and my air compressor out here also. I took off work here in about another week or so. I have some vacation. Because I want to sort of get this all finished up and get the car back on the lift. We'll get this back on the lift and get working on it. I know it's been, 5-6 weeks? It feels like forever since I've even touched the car. But I'm really looking forward to getting back to work on this. But once I get all this situated, then, I'll have a good area to where I can actually build my engine and stuff over here. I'll have my workbench over here. Build my engine, get the car painted. I'll probably paint it over here in the lift area. We'll see. But we'll get there. I'm going to be putting 3 plugs down each side. I'm going to put 20 amp plugs. 3 of them on each side on separate circuits. Some things that I did get, I posted short about it. I ended up finding an actual headliner, full headliner. It's got a couple small nicks in it here and there, but I can recover it, no problem. But I'm going to probably try to use that for my template to try to make the headliners and stuff. And then I also found, really cool, some new old stock trunk brackets. These go from the floor of the trunk to the back of the car, and this is what it supports the rear bumper through the rear of the car. But the guy I got the headliner from, he had these, but yeah, new old stock, looks good. Waiting on 2 boxes of my suspension. So the suspension kit comes in multiple different boxes, and like I said, they were in the process of moving to a new location. So that's another thing why I wasn't really in a hurry to get the shop completely done, because I've still got to wait on 2 boxes of the suspension parts. But they should hopefully be getting those ready sometime here soon and getting those shipped out to me. And then we can start mocking all that up, because that's going to take just a little bit of time getting that mocked up in there and getting the engine in place, transmission, the shifter, rear end, drive shaft, get all that mocked up. And then also the AC unit, I need to order that, get that in place, figure out. Steering column's got to go in after the motor's in, so I can get the steering shaft in place and around any of the headers or anything that I put on it. So since a lot of the stuff on this car is not stock, you have to pretty much build the car mechanical wise completely out just to prove that everything will fit and work, and then tear it all back out again to finish the car. So that's what's coming up. So I know I probably got a month or so of fitting parts and then finishing the body work, which is going to take a little bit. So it's just a continuous thing of putting on, taking off, putting on, taking off. But we will get it done. Like I said, I hopefully have this shop done in the next couple weeks, get everything organized, and then we can get back to work. Anyways, I just wanted to give y'all a heads up. I know it's been a little bit but since I had a video out, but between all the overtime I've been catching at work and then trying to build this sort of like a one-off, because this isn't a square shop. Nothing on it is square. That retaining wall over there is a different height than this retaining wall over here. They're the same height, but they're at different levels. So getting everything square, and I was using the house basically as my flat structure square. But like I said, we go from 25 foot across the back here to 35 foot at the front up here. So everything is fish mouthed out. So every piece of metal on the roof from 25 foot is all good, straight piece, but then the last couple on either side are angle cuts. And then since that wall right there, that wall is not level, it actually angles down. So one piece touches back here, and there's a 6-inch gap up here at front. So then there has to be a 6-inch sliver. Well, then another piece fits up, but then there's another piece that goes from about 18 inches back here to nothing out here. So there's a lot of angle cuts. And then I made a set of doors right here, and I was making them as 2 separate doors. And then I got them hung up, and they were square when I made them. After I got them hung up though, they didn't want to sit flat with each other. They were angled. So I was like, well, whatever. So I came back and made this set, and I made it as one large door. All the wood was connected, and then I cut down the center, cut them in half, and they, perfect fit. So today I did the same thing over there, and got everything buttoned up pretty much. But yeah, I'm gonna put 2 bolts going up here, 2 bolts in the floor. So the doors, you will not be able to open them from the outside. You'll have to come through the center door here, which I have electronic lock on with my security system, And people ask me what security system I had. You've probably seen it online before on other companies, but Simply Safe, which we've had Simply Safe now since back whenever we lived in Illinois. We had moved to Illinois for work at one point, but I want to say I've been Simply Safe since probably about 2017-ish. It was not too long after they first came out. I remember I got in pretty early with Simply Safe, and before they even had their cameras out, it was they were still in the original Simply Safe box. They've updated now, So I got to do a lot of beta testing. They would contact me to do beta testing back in the day for their cameras and stuff, and give me a discount on certain items. So it was kind of cool. This isn't a sponsorship video. I'm just saying that's what I have, and you've probably seen other YouTubers say, you know, that's who they use at Simply Safe. Well, right here, I've been using them for almost 10 years, you know, and I like the system. Anyways, that was it. I just wanted to give y'all guys a heads up on where things are at, where things are going, how much more time I have before we actually get working back on the car. We're going to get back on it soon. The weather's nice now. I just needed to get the car, I needed to get an area that was stable for me to work on the car, because, you know, I've been working on that tent, and I think I moved the car in here back in January. Was it January or February? Whenever that supposed ice storm we were supposed to get, because it was starting to get to the point where things were getting windy outside. And if you know anything about North Alabama, you never know when a tornado is going to hit. So I needed to get the tent gone before tornado took it. So now this structure is here. It's bolted to the ground. It's bolted to the house. It's bolted to the concrete retaining walls. It's here. If a tornado wanted to take it, it could, but it is bolted down pretty tight. These brackets here are concrete anchored into the concrete retaining wall. Same thing on the floor. And like I said, it's concrete anchored all the way across the house. So it's pretty stable. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big guy, you know, 300 pounds. And I was up on top of this thing, putting the roof and stuff on. And I'm usually the one who doesn't like getting up in precarious areas like that. I felt pretty confident about it, you know. But I'm gonna put this video together with a few of the videos I've made shorts with, just so y'all sort of get to see the progression. I'll do from the beginning to now. But yeah, no, it looks good, you know. And I'll take you out here real quick. I put got that motion sense light. There you go. So yeah, no, I got a few more things to do out here. You can see got some of the trim still hanging off, but I'm gonna do a box Steve from here over. I got some 2x6 I'm gonna put out and trim it out and everything, so it'll look real nice and finished. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. And we'll be done with it here pretty soon. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Thanks for liking, watching, subscribing. We'll see you next time. Hopefully, not too long. Be done with it. Have a good night, guys. So I went ahead and got my post bases drilled and anchored into the concrete retaining wall. Got my post just set in there for right now. Fixing to start measuring out and getting everything squared off together, and then get my angle from the top down. It's going to lean to and drop out that way. As you can see, I extended, like I said, about 5.5 foot on either side to give myself plenty of room. I could have made the concrete pad itself work, but it would have been kind of tight, and I would have had to adjust my lift, because I have my lift set at an angle. Since this whole thing fish mounts anyway, I have it set at an angle. That way when you pull in, you can sort of pull in at the same angle, and I had it set the same distance from the wall. And that just allows you to have actually more room between here and there to work or park a vehicle or whatever you want to do. But I'm fixing to set a wall also, starting at the edge of this brick and going out. And that will be my center support for this
since it is like a 32 foot span from that corner to that corner over there. But I'm only gonna put like 4 posts through this center, and that should be more than enough. 4 posts and then a beam going across the top, and that should be more than enough to handle anything that we have here. And I'll eventually cut that tree right there down. That's a massive American holly tree, but I'm going to get rid of it. It drops so many leaves. I know it's going to start to just cover the top of this lean-to. Anyways, I've only got maybe about half the wood I really need to do the entire frame out. I've got enough to get everything set and get some of my rafters done, the joist. And then I'll go back and get the rest of my lumber. I just didn't want to get everything and then have stuff out here and it start to warp or whatever. You know how it is. But I should be able to get the rest of this framed right here, what I have left today, and then finish my overheads and get the front wall built. Like I said, the front wall will extend out past the concrete into the asphalt area. I'm going to eventually get this whole asphalted area concreted. This asphalted area has actually been done like 2 or 3 times, and I actually cut a drainage line right down across there after we first moved in, when we realized the water sort of backed this way. But there's about 3 layers of asphalt, and this here used to drop off and actually slope down that right there. Well, they built the asphalt up so much, and it actually slopes up that way that the water runs back this way, and then you can see right here where it sort of goes, and then where I've got that drainage over there, it drains off that way. But I want to get this whole thing right here. I'm gonna seal this right here wherever the front wall is, and make it to where water can't back up in here anymore. And hopefully, with what I have here, it will keep most of it pushed over that way. Anyways, I'll get back to work. See y'all in a bit. Alright guys, I've been working on this. I haven't gotten too much done the last day or so, but I have all the rafters up, and I'm fixing to go through and put all my blocking in. I've got it all cut, ready to nail in. And I got one door in place, got it gapped up off the ground. I've got the next one made, and then I'll start on these 2 over here. But then I'm going to put a 36 by 80 metal door here in the center. But this ground is not flat, so this is a 5 foot wide door, so from that edge here to here, there's like a 1 inch difference in height, just because the way the ground is not level. So that's also another reason why I raised it up off the ground. But I'm even across my header, and I'll put my header in here in a little bit. Like I said, doing things a little bit different than you would in normal construction, just because of the way everything is having to sit. But everything is going pretty good. We'll get it all situated here soon, and metal should be delivered sometime tomorrow, and then I can start maybe getting a roof on it at least. And that'll make, finishing up things a little bit easier. But it's chilly today. I don't know if you can see the snow. About an hour ago, though, it was a solid sheet of snow over everything, but it's still warm enough where it's melting. But anyways, yeah, we'll get back to it, and I'll keep y'all updated.